Hello, my name is Jasmine Taylor, and today I want to thank everyone for coming out to listen, and I'm glad to see everyone here today. Today we will be re-examining the theoretical foundations of social work practice, and the way that I'm going to use that is I'm going to talk about three different theories. I'm going to talk about the psychosexual theory, the psychosocial theory, and I'm going to talk about Jean Pigot's and Vygotsky's conjugative development theories. So first we're going to talk about what is a theory. A theory is a logical system of concepts that help us to explain why something happens, and it helps us to predict outcomes. So we use theories for research all the time to help us for evidence and to help us explore different clients' behaviors. So the theory provides a starting point for us social workers and help us to form an organized plan. Theories also give social workers a perspective to hypothesize and address the client's problem with an appropriate intervention. So we use theories, and we get these theories from, and we draw these theories from different disciplines, and these are the different disciplines that we draw them from: biology, psychology, economics, and sociology. And so first we want to talk about Pigot and Vygotsky's theories of cognitive development that give explanations about how learning occurs and how cognitive development at an early age. Pigot and Vygotsky, they differ in some aspects of theoretical proposals, but both offer good references on how to exploit the learning process in the child from childhood to adult. Both think that children are active learners, and they establish new information with present information. Finally, both think that language is important for cognitive development, and cognitive development starts with conflict. So first, Pigot theory describes the path in development of cognitive from objects with inference to mental actions and relationships. The first stage is the sensory stage, where infants come in contact with objects, and this is how they feel, touch, and this is just kind of their sensory motive, and this is from birth to 2 years old. The second one is the pre-optional stage, and this is where children begin to represent the world with words, so they begin to place words and objects together, and this is from 2 to 7 years old. The third one is the concrete optional stage, and this is where children can now reason and think logically, and this is from 7 to 11 years old. And then the last one is the formal optional stage, and this is where they're kind of adults and they can reason, they think realistically, and this is from ages from 11 all the way up to adult. So now we're going to talk about Vygotsky's theory. Vygotsky believed that social interaction came before development, and that mindfulness was the product of all social behavior. Vygotsky focused on the way that social interactions and connections inform his understandings. He found that individuals from an early age use communication skills such as speaking and writing to develop thinking skills. So these are a few differences between Pigot and Vygotsky's theory of cognitive development. Pigot insisted that learning happens after development, where Vygotsky pointed out that learning ideas placed before development can occur. Pigot did not believe in significance of efforts that can be acquired from the environment, and Vygotsky, he really did think that kids acknowledge their inputs of their environment. And Vygotsky believed that the development can not be attached from social context, unlike Pigot. And now we're going to talk about Sigmund Freud's psychosocial stages of development. For Freud, childhood experience shape our personality and behavior as adults. Freud viewed development as irregular, and he believed that each of us must pass the series of stages during childhood, and that if we do lack the proper care, that we may get stuck in those stages. So these are the stages of psychosocial. First, we have the oral stage, and this is the first stage, and this is kind of with your mouth and when infants are sucking, biting, and breastfeeding. The second one is the annual stage, and this is kind of when they learn how to potty train, and they're fully aware of that they're a person. So they're aware of their person and their body, and this is the third stage, the flag stage, which is sensitive, and then becomes concentrated with the Gentiles, and the child becomes aware of sexual differences. And the fourth stage is the latticity stage, and of psychosexual development, and it takes place Psychosexual development takes place during this stage, and this is when there's a lot of sexual energy, and this is towards school, work, hobbies, and friendships. And then the last stage is the genetic stage, where fluid social psychosexual theory, where the personality development begins, and this is why I show where puberty begins. And then now we're going to talk about Erkenson's psychosocial theory of development, and this is another theory. And he took Floyd's theories and changed it. Erkenson's psychosocial development theory stressed the social nature of development rather than its sexual nature. Floyd believed that personality is shaped by childhood experiences, and it takes place throughout the lifespan. So this is Erkenson's psychosocial theory, and this is kind of where it starts at an infant, and where you have to think of maybe, who to trust, mistrust, and you don't really know basic trust. And then you have the toddler of shame and doubt. And then you have the preschooler, who's kind of guilt and the schooler age. And then you have adolescence, where you're trying to figure out your role and your identity. And then you have young adult. And then you have middle age. And then you have the older adult. So to conclude, the child development theories emphasize on explaining how children change and grow over the development of childhood. Such theories focus on various parts of development, including social, emotional, and congenital growth. And we all have personal experience with development, but it's sometimes difficult to understand how people grow, learn, and act. So we use these theories to explore, research, and to understand different behaviors, and it's also helpful for social workers. Thank you.